to 8 minutes with the student athletes before we dismiss them, and then up to 10 minutes of questions for the coach. Coach Hillsman.
Well, obviously you got to give Kentucky a lot of credit. They did an awesome job of just staying poised, doing our run, and that's what good teams do. That's what veteran teams do. They stay poised when you're making a run at them, and they make plays. Every time we made a run, we got it to 6, got it to 8, they made a play. We got it to 6 one time, it was an unsettled 3, and throw it out, and they get a 3-point shot. So every time we really pushed at them, they made an incredible play to kind of stabilize the game. It's a great team, great bunch of athletes, and just a great environment for women's basketball. That's what you look for in women's basketball, to come to a place like this, and they bring a great crowd and very respectful crowd too. I mean, it's just a very, very good venue of women's basketball. I thought our kids really, really competed at a high level today. I thought they played very hard, and one thing that we talked about in the locker room was just making sure that we competed at a very high level and we rebounded the basketball. So we out-rebounded them. Very pleased with that, and I thought our kids really, really played hard. Obviously, when you have one of your best players out of the game, it's going to be tough. But I thought that Brianna Butler did an unbelievable job of just trying to take on the load of scoring for us, and she really did an awesome job of just trying to press and get shots. I thought that Alexis came off the bench and really stabilized us at the point guard. Our point guard future obviously is very bright, and we just have a young team that just really plays hard, and I'm just really, really pleased with their effort and everything when they've done this year. They're just a great group of kids, and they put up with me every day, so that's tough. But they just really get after it, and they compete, and I love them to death.
Okay, with that, we would ask for questions for Brianna Butler or Alexis Peterson. Again, just raise your hand, and I'll call on you in order of how I see you. Yes, Jen.
I think the 3 that Rachel had hit for us really showed us that we could really do this thing and really take this lead, and I think it increased our intensity and made us go even harder. So I think it was a big pivotal moment for us and a crucial point for us.
Next question, yes, right here in the front.
Offensively, they were definitely pressuring me a lot. They would switch defenders, so the person guarding me was not tired at all. So I think they just really did a good job of pressuring and tagging screens and really just making it hard for me to get an open shot.
Next question. Yes, sir.
I don't think it was necessarily frustration. I think we just wanted to stay close, wanted to make it a great game. We knew if we could stay within the 2 to 4 range that we had a chance of winning. So we just wanted to give ourselves an opportunity to win the basketball game, and I think we just came up short. Two-point deficit wasn't that bad for us.
Next question for the student athletes. In the back.
Like Coach said, you guys obviously played at a very high level tonight. Not only was it an important game, you think a lot of that was because Brittany was out, you guys really wanted, you had to give up the slack there.
Yeah, obviously Brittany is an important piece to our offense. We rely on her a lot, her athleticism. We knew with her being out, we just needed other people to step up tonight, and we not only wanted to win it for Brittany, but for our seniors as well. We wanted to make history. This was our first time getting an NCAA win, and we just had a great opportunity tonight, and we really miss Brittany.
Brianna, do you want to add anything to that?
I definitely think that under our circumstances of missing one of our best scorers and definitely one of our key rebounders, I think we picked up our intensity level. We had other players step up who played big. Lex had a great game. Kia had another great game, and you also had Taylor Ford and Brianna Day, who all stepped up to the plate and picked up the slack for our missing player. So I definitely think that we did a great job this evening, and we can only get better from here.
Next question right here.
Right before Coach came in to talk to us, she had sat us all down and just really said that she's really going to miss us and she's going to be here for us emotionally and just really be there for us. And she understood that how much she meant to us, and she just really wanted us to keep our heads up and just play hard and keep our intensity level, play smart. And she was just really encouraging the whole time.
Yes, sir.
I think we were just playing a little routed. We were turning the ball over, I believe, ourselves. I think usually we play with more poise than that, and today we just weren't able to take care of the ball that well. But Kentucky is a great defensive team, and they did a great job today as well.
Next question for the student athletes. Yes, sir.
I know I needed to be careful defensive-wise to not get that fourth and fifth foul. So I think defensively it made me be more conscious and play with more, not laid back, but to be just smarter defender. But offensively, I try to stay aggressive.
Yes.
I think it's a great feeling to come this far, developing our program. It's a big one it was a big game for us, and our first win in the NCAA tournament was big for us. And we just had a very successful year, and I think our seniors did a great job of leading us with a young team. And I just really think we did a really good job. We were making history, and I think it just shows how far Syracuse basketball has come and where we can go from here.
We have a couple of minutes left. Are there any other questions for the student athletes? If there are no more questions, we'll go ahead and excuse them from the dais and let them get back to the locker room. And at this point, we'll open it up for questions for Coach Hillsman. Up to 10 minutes, so if you have questions for Coach Hillsman. Yes, sir.
Well, it's one of those things where when you go through the recruiting process of these players, you always tell them that they're going to have to play in some big games and they're going to step up and help you. And that's what happened today. They played in the big game and they really stepped up and helped us. So it's not surprising that they did that because they're both outstanding players and they both can play at a really high level. And for them to come into an atmosphere like this and play fearless and play courageous was tremendous. And I thought today, when you look at those two players and their stat line, and we got 25 points between the two of those players, and they're freshmen and they've never been in an environment like this. And even when we played at A&M, every big game that we've played, that they've played and that we've won, they've had a lot to do with it. So I'm really happy for them, but not surprised because they're very, very good players.
Next question. Yes, ma'am.
Well, you know, it's really bittersweet, and it's kind of, this is gonna sound crazy, but this was kind of an intimate trip because when you look down the other bench and you see JJ, and you see, I mean, you see kids that you just watch grow up. You see Jen O'Neill, like I've known those kids. They was 12 years old, And before the game, we went in the handshake line. Before we go to starting lineups, you know, JJ and Jen Corden give me a hug and tell me it's good to see me. It's kind of a moment where you just don't, you know, want to compete against those players. And Jeff, I mean, Jeff has taught me a lot. Jeff House, he was in the WNBA. I would go and sit down with him and go through things. So it was a really intimate game. Then to have Brittany get hurt this weekend, have our kids win their first game, and come into the night and play real tough. It was a very tough weekend all the way around because it's bittersweet because I like to see Jen, I like to see JJ and those guys being successful. But obviously, I really wanted to win the basketball game. And I really wanted to win for our university. I really wanted to win for our kids. And you hate to have the feeling that you feel like you let your kids down in some ways. But I think that overall, we just really had a great weekend just for our program, for our university. And most of all, I think just for women's basketball, I thought it was two very, very good games.
Yes, sir.
I thought, yeah, we did a decent job. There were two pockets of time where we took a couple quick shots, and we addressed it in a timeout or addressed it in the media's timeout session, and they calmed down. They really did a very good job of executing our game plan tonight, so I couldn't be prouder of what they did with our game plan and what we put in place in a short period of time.
Next question.
Now, well, we're going to pressure on every make and on every dead ball. I thought actually we extended our zone a little bit too much because we really wanted to really pack it in. And they averaged about 5 3-pointers made a game, and they made 4. So I really wanted to really shrink it a little bit more so we can get more rebounds, we can keep them in front of us. They're very good off the bounce. They've got great athletes when they play off the bounce. And when they beat you off the bounce, you got to help, and you got to help the help, but then they rebound the ball, and it kind of creates problems for us. So no, we weren't trying to really speed the game up. We were trying to get some more possessions on our end, but we didn't want to speed the game up, and it's tough for us because we play really fast. So we had to kind of play a different ball game to be able to win.
Yes. Jen.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I'll be honest with you. I had that feeling about like 6 a.m. this morning. I'll be real honest with you. You know, I woke up feeling a W. I really did. And I woke up yesterday feeling a W. I wake up feeling like a winner every day, so I'm blessed. I got a great life. But yeah, we got to a point to where I thought that we could turn the corner. But you know, you're playing against a great team, and every time we turn the corner, they got to steal, they got to leak out. Made a huge 3, got an offensive rebound. So they made plays. We gotta give them a lot of credit. But yeah, I felt the W early this morning. So
Yes. Front.
yeah, I told them to take 2 steps back. I mean, really, because we were overextending. And I said we got to shrink the zone. We need to play a step and a half off the 3-point line to try to keep them out of the paint and to rebound the basketball. And we needed to gain rebounds. So I thought second half they did an excellent job of just really sticking to the game plan and really shrinking the floor and getting some tough rebounds for us.
Next question. Yes. Back.
No. I think they did a really good job of kind of clamping down a little bit on her. We were going to go to her early because we know that Shakia's a very talented scorer, and we can get her one-on-one touches in the paint. She can score against anybody in the country, so we wasn't worried about that. We can get her a deep post position, but they started really getting her away from the basket, and they started kind of pushing her up the lane some. So she had to get some deeper catches up the floor. But I gotta give them credit for that. They did a good job of really pushing her up the lane, and then they kind of shrunk their defense a little bit also.
We got a few more minutes. Yes, in front.
Yeah, there's no question. It's tough when you see seniors graduate, because normally during the recruiting process you start with them in the 9th, 10th grade, so you watch them grow up from young girls into women, and it's just tough when you see them leave, and graduation is a good day for them. But for me, it's kind of scary, to be honest, because you want them to be successful. When you worry about what happens to them in the next step, do they get good jobs? Are they even successful? And it's all you want for them. You want them to have success on the court and off the court, and you worry about them. Once they leave you, when they're with you, they got a place to live, they got food, they got everything they need. But the next step is them being independent. So it's a bittersweet thing, because it's scary. But I'm really, really happy for them, and they're great kids, and they play hard, and they've been there for us from day one. And really, honestly, they all had big-time offers. They all had great institutions they could have went to, very, very good programs, and they came to Syracuse to help us be successful.
A couple more minutes left. Do we have more questions for Coach? Nope. All right. Thank you very much. That'll conclude this press conference, and we will be back with you in just a second.